Like I said, we're kind of getting this thing going a little bit. I think this is episode 4, maybe. So it's been interesting. So we have a very special occasion today. Unfortunately, for the Yankees side of things, the Blue Jays won the AL East, but we have two Blue Jay fans on that are good friends of mine, and they run the Blue Jays Avenue podcast and another podcast. And I got my boy Chris Cowie, who also does his podcast with my boy Anthony, Uncensored Pinstripe. So we have three podcasts coming together, basically.
Sounds like a plan, man. This is the most exciting time of year with playoffs baseball. The Yankees been in the playoffs pretty much almost every year, and the Jays. I mean, they missed the playoffs last year, but they turned to 180, and I didn't expect them to win the division, but they did it. So it's exciting times to be a Jays fan. I'm sure that the Yankees are always in the playoffs, so they know they've been through this before, so it's nothing new, right, for you guys?
No, it's not because like we have done wild card, they have the division, so like it's just a tougher path. Obviously, the Blue Jays burned Gosman and it pays off, even though he didn't pitch that well. Really, the offense was amazing with Alejandro Kirk and everything else that took place. So, Chris, I'll turn it to you. How do you feel about like the Yankees matchup with Boston, and like how upset are you of how it played out?
Man, we were so close. I mean, Tampa owed us one for letting us in their stadium, but they couldn't get the job done. But we won 8 in a row, so we got the hot hand. Aaron Judge looks good at the plate, and John Carlos Stanton had a good game today, so I feel like momentum's on our side.
Yeah, that is one good thing. I'm just very worried that facing Garrett Crochet in a 3 game series is terrifying because he can easily shut the Yankees down and you're down 1-0, and then they just have to win 1 game. Max Fried's going to have to be in his A game as well. Like, how do you, as the Blue Jays perspective, give me your prediction from the Blue Jays side. Do you guys think the Yankees pull through, or does Boston get the Yankees?
Ooh.
You want to
Yeah,
go ahead,
that's
Rob?
tough. Like you said, Crochet, he has that ability to just go out there and just dominate a game. So you're gonna have to have an equally good start for Max Fried. But Max Fried's been phenomenal most of the season. So I think it's gonna be a good game. It's probably gonna be a tight, low scoring game. But yeah, absolutely. I think you guys can get it done. I mean, you guys got the offense, so I mean, like you guys can hit the ball. So yeah, absolutely. And you guys do have home field, right, in that series, I
Yes, the
believe.
Yankees
Yeah,
will be at Yankee Stadium, which is the one
right,
good thing they'll have on their side. But the issue is that Crochet can travel, and it's not going to change how well he pitches. Although the Yankees
right.
did light him up at Yankee Stadium when he did go there one time this year, so it is possible they could get him. They're going to have their heavy lefty lineup in there. Obviously, before anything gets started here, Chris made a good point that Goldschmidt's going to have to play instead of Rice, so that might be a little interesting. And then, unless Rice catches and Wells, actually, I would catch Wells because Wells hit a
Wells,
bomb off.
yeah,
Wells
Wells,
hit a bomb off Crochet at Yankee Stadium, so I would catch him basically just because of that. And he's a better catcher, obviously. So you need your best defense in this situation. But it's going to be a tight, low-scoring game. So I would go Austin Wells catching. We're going to go with Goldsy at first. Jazz, I think, is going to be good to go, but he also is very bad against lefties. So do you think about playing Caballero maybe and then doing Rosario? Instead, McMahon's going to be benched, that's for sure. Rosario's definitely playing. I really hope Slater doesn't play because I really think he's terrible. I think that was a stupid move. I think he's been awful. He's supposed to hit lefties, hasn't even done that. Like, I don't
no.
want him playing at all, and I really hope he doesn't start.
I don't know. I disagree. I think we need McMahon's gloves, so I think I have to play McMahon.
I don't know, but he's so bad left on left. Crochet's going to strike him out at least twice. Like, do you really want to see him just whiff time and time again?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know, but at the same time, like that glove though, and we've been a revolving door at third base all the season, and
But Rosario's hit Crochet before, and he hits lefties well. I need offense against Crochet too, but we do need defense. Who would you guys go with in that spot?
So when I look at Crochet, so Aaron Judge owns him. That's a
Actually, not
given, right?
really. He
So
only
you
hit
have to
one
go with
bomb
that.
off him, I think. Crochet kind of carves
that was
him.
at
No, he hit a
that
home
was at
run
Fenway.
earlier.
That was at Fenway.
Yeah,
No, he hit at Fenway. I thought
I
he hit
don't think
another one,
so.
but anyhow,
I'll
I don't
check,
know.
but I
But
don't think so.
I go with the all righty
That's what I would
lineup,
do too.
and here's why. and then if the Yankees have the lead, then you
Then
do
the
the
switches.
defensive
Yeah, I
alignment in the
agree with
later in
Rocky. I'm with
exactly.
Rocky. Although I don't want Slater playing.
Yeah,
That's the only exception. I do not
There's
want
no way.
Slater seeing the
There's no
field.
way Slater's playing.
right.
Eric, what's up, brother? How you doing? This is my good friend Eric Kratz. He does a lot of good work for Bellied Up, although he might be transitioning. But Eric, thanks for checking in. And yeah, it's gonna be a crazy series. My other issue is that the Yankees haven't beaten Boston since 2003 when Aaron Boone did, But and they've lost 3 playoff series to them since then, I think. 2004, 2018, and 2021. So that was a 1 game. At least it's 3 this time. So yeah, that's kind of. I'm agreeing with Rocky. You stack the righties with the exception of Slater, and then you switch to defense later if you have to.
Siri,
What about?
what's the stats with Aaron
I
Judge?
could do it. Hold on. What about? But how do you guys feel about Caballero playing instead of Jazz? Maybe.
Ooh, I mean, Jazz been one of the most consistent hitters in that
Yeah.
lineup, and he gives you that protection when provided. So that's a tough call because with Caballero, he seems like he's been a spark since the trade deadline. Defensively, he can play many
Rocky, you're
positions.
right. He
So
just
more
had 2 bombs
importantly,
off him. My bad. He did get him another time.
there you
Okay,
go. There
so
you go.
but his overall numbers other than that aren't good. But as long as he hits a homer, it's
Yeah.
fine. The guy who I really think is going to go off has got to be Giancarlo Stanton. It's a prime Stanton moment on Tuesday. Stanton's got to carry, well, not carry, but he has to have a big bomb or something. And I think he'll definitely have at least one big hit. He's so great against lefties. He's a lefty killer. So I'm going to be very confident when he steps in.
Well, if you look at it this way, right? The issues early in the season was the defense for the Yankees, right?
Correct.
And you have to look at the matchups the way it is. Dominguez cannot
He
hit
won't be
versus
playing.
right-handed.
Dominguez isn't going to be in there.
He won't be playing
He's not
at
going to
all.
play much,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah, and McMahon, you got to see what because how many innings is Crochet going? Like, is he going 5? Is he going 6? Is he even going 4? Depending on how he pitches.
I'm guessing
So
6 to
those things are
7.
going to matter. It's right. Well, you never know,
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
Because this
Yeah.
is his. This is his first playoff game,
That
right?
is
That's
true.
true.
That is
Very
true.
true.
You never know what
Yeah.
could happen.
that-
Good
so
point.
those things will matter. Let's see what his mentality is at Yankee Stadium. Hostile environment.
Yeah,
man.
you're right.
There's really good
You
pitchers
are right.
pitched here that failed in the playoffs. So we just have to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, Rob. Are you on Instagram? Because I'm tagging everyone in this. I'm posting. I'm sharing right now.
Oh, Instagram. Yeah, we're on Instagram. Like,
Okay. I
I'm on
did sports.
Instagram.
What's your personal?
Let me see.
Oh, I could just do the link in that time, or you could put it in the
Instagram.
chat. And maybe I could tag you because I want everyone to share it.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
I'll tell you
live
what it is.
now.
It's Swales SWAILES .Robert.
Swells.Robert. Okay. It's being annoying, but I'll figure it out. So I'll do that. In the meantime, so who would you guys rather play? I know I had this discussion with Rocky, so I'll ask Rob. Would you rather see the Yankees win, or would you rather face Boston?
To be honest with you,
It's tough, I know.
it's tough because you guys are both good teams. I think you guys have the better pitching, so
Yeah.
I'd probably rather face Boston, but at the end of the day, I think it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because both your lineups are really good. You guys got good pitching, and at the end of the day, it's both hostile environments, Yankee Stadium or Fenway Park. So to me, it doesn't really matter who we face. You just got to be ready for whoever you face, right? It's go time no matter what. So
That's a good point. Are you guys worried about the layoff, cooling you guys down? Well, I know before the Blue Jays, you guys did win 4 straight, but before that, you were kind of struggling a little bit. So are you guys worried about the layoff? You think the layoff's going to help? Is Bobachek off the
No.
table still, even for the DS?
No, they think he's
Yeah.
going to be. Well, if it was the wild card round, he wouldn't have played. But ALDS, there's a likelihood he plays. So that's why they needed the days off. Bassett should be back by then too. So the pitching will be more intact by then. I think the only guy that's not available is Barrios. That's about it. So, but everybody else should be good to go. And the thing is, the bye week seems like it's more needed for the Blue Jays because every year they played in the wild card, they tend to lose. They have yet to win the wild card, and this is their first opportunity getting the bye week in the whole new era, right? So I think that's important. So we'll see. But Bo is such a catalyst in that lineup, and they need him in the playoffs if they want to go far. He's a game changer. Like you could see what his offense was without him. So he should be back by then. So it's important.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, but Chet's obviously massive. So he's been one of their better hitters. He still leads the league in hits. So, all right, this is my buddy Matt Everest. He's a good friend of mine. Thanks for checking in, Matt. You said you were going to come on, and you came on, so I appreciate that. We actually played some softball today and cleaned up, so that was good. So, Matt, you're the man, and let's see what happens in the series. Mets choked. Yes, they did. Why are we talking about Jackson Dart? This is not a football discussion.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it's my. I'm just. It was funny, but he won. It's my friend's dad and stuff. But Mets sure did choke, and we'll probably get to this towards the end. But that was hysterical. Yeah, the Mets really did collapse. That's for sure. But. That's really tough when you look at the situation with Soto saying like he thought they had a better chance to win there. Like that's a bad look right now. But he has a long time. Like they'll probably clean it up in the off season. So, all right, let's get back to like our captions here. So, game one is going to be interesting. It's going to be for Evers Crochet. Then do the Red Sox put out their game 2 and 3 starters? Because I know Yankees are going to go Rodon and Cam's going to go game 3. Did Boston put out the rotation yet?
I'm not seeing
I
anything.
don't think
I'm
so,
not
but I
seeing
can
anything
check.
either.
Okay.
I would.
Let me
assume
take
it'll
a
be
look.
Giolito and Bell.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys are right there.
Julian, I actually gotta go now.
All right, Chris. Thanks for popping in for a little bit. I appreciate it.
Nice
If
to
you
meet
have,
you,
if
man.
you have any parting thoughts, let us know.
I mean, we're 8-0 this so far, so momentum's on our side. Yeah, hopefully keep that rolling.
Yeah. Let's see, brother. And then if you want to plug your podcast before you go, feel free.
For sure. Like my name is Chris Caleb. Our show's Pinstripes Uncensored. You can follow me, my first initial C, and my last name's, as you can see right up there, Kailath. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, Chris. Thank you for checking in. I know we got started a little later than we had planned to, so I appreciate you for still coming. And Chris, there might be more opportunities as the playoff goes on, so I'll keep you posted.
For sure. Let me know I'm down.
All right, Chris. Thank you, brother. And now we'll continue with Rob and Rocky. So let's see. Give me your predictions. Gut check time. Give me how many games and who wins the series. I'm not gonna make a prediction.
I'd
Actually, I
say-
will, but you guys go first.
I'm gonna say. I think it's gonna be Yankees in 3, and here's why. I don't know if Giolito or Bello can hay in that hostile environment, especially in the city of New York. I think Crochet will probably win game 1, but with Rodon and Schiller is a tough out. And when the Jays faced him, I think for the first time in August, like even though they worked his pitch counts, he was tough to hit, and he's going to be part of that rotation long term. But I think the Yankees will win game 2 and game 3. So I have the Yankees in 3.
So it's gonna be a scary moment then, because they'll be down 1-0, and then they'll come back and bring it back. Okay, Rob, how about you?
I'm with Rocky. I'm gonna say Yankees in 3. Pretty much for the same reasons. You guys did own the Red Sox at Fenway this year, I believe, right? Like,
No,
you guys-
they really beat the Yankees up this
Oh,
year. They
did-
were
oh, did
4-9.
they? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the Yankees did not play well against Boston. We
okay.
do have some news. Brian Bayo is getting the ball game too.
Oh, so it's him game 2.
Wow.
That's-
Nope.
I thought it might have been Gio. Maybe the experience. They want the guy with the most experience going game 3. That would be my guess. But
Yeah, so I feel like Gio's game 3 probably, or maybe they won't announce it in case they need Gio in another spot and like bulk work maybe. Who knows? But
right.
Bayo's game 2, so I like the Yankees have an advantage there. But the problem is that Bayo kind of owns the Yankees. Like he pitches well against them. But Rodon's better than Bayo, but the problem is like Bayo pitch. But the Red Sox they've gotten Rodon a few times, and Carlos is having a fantastic season. And now in the playoffs, he had some issues. I want to see how he's going to do. Like he can't be too hyped like he was against the Royals last year. So it's going to be very interesting because they'll put their righty lineup in against Rodon, and that'll be Romy Gonzalez and a few others. So it's going to be a lot of mixing and matching. Another issue I think that you guys will agree with me is that Aaron Boone is not as good as manager of Alex Cora, and Cora's outmanaged him in a lot of big games, and that worries me.
It comes down to who Aaron Boone wants to use in the pitching matchups because I think it just comes down to who the batters are, right? It's obviously the analytics is heavily going to get involved and who's going to face who. One thing about the Red Sox, what they have is their lineup is a very pesky lineup. You just don't know who's going to step up in a big way. You got the Jared Durant, you got the Carlos Narvaez.
Narvaez is going
You
to
got
totally come back to bite the Yankees. Like, we already know that's going to happen.
yeah,
He,
former
he
Yankee.
did take
Yeah,
Rodon deep this year, too. Like, he's definitely hitting a bomb or something. Like, I already know that's coming. So, I'm not looking forward to that. His defense is exceptional. It always has been. I'm surprised how well he's hit, but he kind of hit a little really bad patch. But overall, a very good season for him, and the Yankees' catching factory is undefeated.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
ridiculous how many
when
catches
you
the
look,
Yankees turn out. I have to give them credit
Oh
yeah,
there.
man, yeah.
yeah,
Look
it's
at
it's
Augustine
so
Ramirez
crazy
with
to
the
think.
Marlins too. It's another one.
There's another
Yeah, he can
one.
catch it.
Yeah.
I don't, you have him. You got
Even Torrens was
Narvaez.
okay with the Mets
You
for a
had
little while.
Hmm.
what about Anthony Sigler? He's
Yup,
with
and
the
then
Brewers
Higgy's with
now,
the
right? I'm
Rangers. Yeah, it's
surprised that
absolutely nuts.
Higashioka, yeah,
Yeah, it's really
yeah.
crazy. The Yankees catching factory.
and Trevino's with
Trevino
the
with the
Reds, who they
Reds.
made the playoffs. We'll talk
Right.
about
Yeah,
later too,
we'll
right?
get
So
to Mets
that's
and everything. I just really want to.
later, but
Yeah,
we're talking
we
about the
really
pitchers who
want to
were
start with
making.
Yankees and Jays, and we'll graduate to the Mets and the other
Yeah.
side of things. But
No, no. I was just talking about the catchers who were with the Yankees. It's just fascinating. The Yankees do find catchers in the system, right? So that's what they do pretty well about that.
Even
So that's
Gary
the least of their
Sanchez, you go
concerns.
back to,
yep,
those
another
days.
one.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's been good, man. I mean, so that's a good thing. So I would say this: the Yankees bullpen to me is definitely a problem still. Like, I know they've looked better towards the end, but like, I don't know how they're going to look in October. They've been very Jekyll and Hyde. Bednar's definitely their best arm there. Chris unfortunately had to go, but he's the biggest Luke Weaver fan out there, and Weaver's been up and down a little bit, but he's been better of late. Devin Williams has been on a roller coaster, but now it's been good. So I hope he could just continue to be good for another month. We'll see. It's hard to fully count on that, unfortunately. And then Fernando Cruz hasn't been quite as good. And there's one other guy. Duvall worries me. Very volatile with Duvall.
Yeah,
yeah, Duvall is
Duvall.
very shaky at times. I know it's not when he was with the
Yeah,
Giants. He was, like I always said to Rocky, he just blows saves, man. Like he blows just, he can be really, really good, but there's times where he's just not, and and he's wild, and so yeah, I could see you being a little bit on this like worried side with him, but
Yeah,
um,
I agree with you 100% there. I think Tim Hill's going to be huge. I think he's going to be nails again in the
yeah, he's
postseason.
yeah.
good.
Tim Hill is great, and especially when you need to get a lefty out. And Boston has a lot of lefties, so I like Tim Hill against the Red Sox. I think he's going to be huge. I'm trying to think what else they would do. Do you guys think they're going to carry? Are they going to put Luis Hill and Warren on the wild card roster? I wondered. Would you guys put Warren as a long guy? What do you guys think?
I don't think Hill's on the roster because he pitched today, so I
Yeah.
highly doubt it. Warren, I could
I would
potentially see
think
it
so.
depending on
He's
what
a good
happens with.
pitcher, man. Like to
Yeah,
I
have him
like
as on a
Will.
long
Yeah.
roll, yeah, I like him a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
too.
I I think Will Warren could piggyback in case either Rodon. I think
He
Freddie's gonna
should
be
be. He's
fine.
got
I
to
don't
be.
think that's
If he's
yeah.
not, then the
I wouldn't
Yankees
worry
have
about it.
issues. But
Yeah, yeah, because it's all about how Rodon pitches because he hasn't pitched in a while in
well,
the
he
playoffs, so he hasn't pitched
yeah,
this long. And the experience with Schlittler, this is his first go
yeah.
around, right? So I think you have to look into those games more than Freed. Freed has the pedigree
Yeah,
to
I would say,
pitch in the playoffs,
I
so
would
I
say
wouldn't
two
worry about
things.
him.
Zone did pitch in the postseason last year, has mixed results, but like, he's definitely he's been better this year. This has been his best year by far as a Yankee. And the other thing, I actually really like Cam against Boston because they haven't seen him. Cam has the advantage. The Red Sox have not seen him unless he blows up or they can figure
Right.
out his pitching somehow. Actually, here's something interesting. I need you guys. Can you guys tell me like what you thought about the Blue Jays picking up his pitches? Was Cam tipping against Toronto? Because it seems everyone seems to think he was tipping that start that the Blue Jays lit him up.
You want me to go,
Yeah,
Rob? Or
go
you
ahead,
want-
Rocky. Go
Should
ahead.
I go? So, I don't think he was tipping pitches. And this is the thing about the Blue Jays. They take a lot of pitches. If you watch today's game, it was Seymour that was the pitcher. He was good. And first inning, you know how many pitches he pitched?
Yeah, it's a
31
problem.
in the
Yeah.
first inning. So the Blue Jay, it's more to do with the Blue Jays taking the right approach at the plate. The command wasn't really there, but he pitched good enough. But I don't think it had to do with pitching. It was a second career start in the majors, so I think it was just a whole experience factor. I think he just said it for the sakes of it, but he did pitch better
Against them the
and,
second time,
Matt
he
Blake-
did better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I think it all comes down to how he pitches well because the Jays are very selective with their pitches, and when it's go time for the Jays, they will hit at the right time possible, like today, what they did, right? So they've faced adversity when it comes to facing really good pitching, and that's what the Jays do really well. That's one thing that people sleep on is the Jays do hit well against really good.
That's
starting
true,
pitchers.
and the Jays are also very tough to strike out. They foul off a lot of pitches. They grind out the at bats. Like
Yep.
I have noticed that, like when you're looking at strikeout numbers, like they're not that high against the Blue Jays. Like I have noticed that. Even Crochet doesn't get as many Ks against Toronto, so that's saying
No,
something because
no.
that guy strikes out everyone. But
Yeah.
I just think like yeah, the Blue Jays are tough. So let's go to the other side quick here. The Detroit Tigers complete embarrassment and collapse. Like I can't even begin to explain how that took place. Like it's so improbable and so bad on their end. The Guardians really went and got it too. Like, do you guys think the Tigers have any chance against the Guardians?
Go ahead,
Um,
Rocky. Go ahead.
Well, you go ahead.
I,
because-
to be honest with you, the way that they've played down the stretch, and it seems like Cleveland just has Detroit's number.
That's a problem as well.
Yes,
Yes.
that's a problem.
That should be the last team the Tigers want to see, like how everything went. Like that should be the last team they want to play, and they have to play them. The only
Right.
thing I'll say in the Tigers' case, because I've been doing a lot of stuff with them, and I traveled out there, so like, School Bowl Game 1 gives them a shot. Like that's all I could say. If he's lights out and electric, they could win Game 1. But the issue is once you get past him, the Guardians are probably going to have the advantage in almost any other situation.
Right. Yeah. And the thing too, when it comes to having Scuba, you're right about that. 100%. He gives them a chance. But Cleveland's another pesky team that.
And they
doesn't
have had some
strike
good
out a
results
lot.
against
Right.
him too,
They
but he
have.
did shut them down with a complete game with 12 Ks or 13 Ks also. So it's
Right.
in there. We know what Scooble can do.
Absolutely.
But they did get him in the postseason in that Game 5 at Lane Thomas. Game 2, he pitched well against them from what I remember last year or whenever he threw. But I don't know. Yeah, the Tigers are in an awful spot. They're lucky they even made it, honestly, because the Astros were so bad. They left the door open for the Tigers.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason they did make it is because the Astros just flamed out so bad, and it was just, their collapse was it was bad too. Like,
They
there's no
lost
other
to the
place.
Angels. They lost to the
Right.
A's. Yeah, theirs was
Yeah.
not good either. And I have to say, I don't feel any sympathy for them after everything that's happened.
I love it.
I have to say, I was not too upset to see the E get next to them last night. It was definitely a fun time seeing that take place just because, like, they made the playoffs 9 years in a row. They had their 7-year ALCS run. Like, it's enough with them. So they weren't going to do anything anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
So when I look at Detroit and Cleveland, and I'm curious to see what happens with AJ.
Yeah, I'm
Hinch
hearing a bunch
in
of
these
stuff
playoffs
because I heard they were going to extend it, but they couldn't do it because of collapse, obviously, because that would have been terrible optics.
and there's a rumor all of a sudden that keep an eye out on Houston. With the
Yeah, I
reunion
saw that as
because
well.
There's a word out there that, so with Espada, I think Espada's gone.
He
I
might
think he's
be.
fired.
He did a pretty bad job, if we're being
Yeah,
honest.
I think he's.
Although their depth
if
was tough and Jordan going down for a while and his defense
Yeah.
was tough, but I mean, I don't
that's
know.
a problem too.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. You look at their season, and you really wonder how the hell they stuck in with it so long, because their depth is not great. Their
Their
pitching
farm is
depth-
awful too.
Right, their farm is awful. Their depth's not great. The pitching is just they throw guys in there and they get good results somehow. And then you had Jordan who missed most of the season, like you said. So I mean, I don't know, man. Like I don't know if I can put it entirely on the
It's
manager.
not
I mean,
entirely on him. It's on the GM too, because he didn't
yeah,
build the team good enough.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, the thing is that they went through a plethora of injuries, and like you said, with Dana Brown, he has to fire the whole high performance staff, the training staff, because there is something going on with his injuries. Because the
Yeah,
Jays went
Yankees
through
have
this
gone
last
through
year.
it. Like we've
They,
seen this with a lot of teams. Mets a little
right,
bit.
right, and the Jays had 14 pitchers who had Tommy John in the minors last year, and they fired the staff completely, even if there were popular names
That's
or
true.
guys who were close to the organization. But you got to do what's best for the organization. That's what Dana Brown has to do in the offseason. And they're going to have a big offseason. But anyhow, but like back to what I had to say about Cleveland and Detroit. This and we're talking about Hinch, and this is the thing. Stephen Boat has to be in that consideration for manager of the year.
I
Like
think he
him
should
and John
win it
Schneider should go
because
1
I'm
and 2.
sorry, guys. I
Yeah,
think John
yeah,
did a
I'm following.
phenomenal job, and if it wasn't for the epic collapse and like comeback of the Guardians, I definitely would have handed him the award. But
Yeah.
it's got to be Stephen Vogt. Like the Guardians were dead. Like they lost Clase, they lost Ortiz, they sold the deadline. Like I don't even understand how they did it. Like I still
I
don't
don't
get it. It
either.
does.
Yeah.
Well, and also I think it just has to do with like just that organization, back to back division titles. That's insane. Like I would never see this from afar. I had Kansas City winning the division, but they were going through a lot of stuff this year with their offense and their pitching and their injuries as well. So with Cleveland, I mean, you got to give credit where it's due, and they're playing in Cleveland, I believe, right? Game one,
Gonna make-
Tuesday, 1 p.m. That's going to be another.
Okay, I think we're back. Okay, I think we're back. I
environment.
don't know what happened, but we're fine now. Let me
Okay.
get this back. I was like this. Why is it not going the right way now? Oh yeah. All right, we're just gonna have to do this, I guess. I don't.
That's fine. That's fine.
Or
Whatever
that.
works.
Fine, that's good. So,
That's good.
yeah, that's a good point there. I think the Mariners are in a really good spot, and I think they have the advantage over either
Yeah.
team that they play. Honestly, I think they're better than both teams. So I think the Mariners are going to the ALCS. I really do. I can't see how the Tigers or Guardians beat them.
I'm with you, man. They're the season they had is like it was almost like the Blue Jays in a sense. It was just magical, man. Like just
Yeah,
like
look at Cal Raleigh and everything, and
Yeah.
Gino coming back. They add Josh Naylor. They finally get the bats we've been asking him to get for like 2 years. They finally do it to match
Yeah.
their starting rotation, which is exceptional. And you just have to hope Brian Wu is okay because they say he's on track for Game 2. That's the only problem. If Wu is not okay, that changes the whole equation for them.
That is a
Yeah.
big deal.
That's a
to me,
massive deal.
because
yeah.
the reason why I say that, I think he's the
I
ace
do
of
as
that
well.
staff. He was, yeah, and the stuff, and remember, he was a late round pick, and he had like a 5 ERA when he was drafted to the Mariners a few years ago, and he's turned out to be the best pitcher in that rotation.
I
by
agree
far.
with you.
So they need him healthy when they're playing again next weekend, and whoever they end up facing between Detroit and Cleveland, that's going to be a tough matchup because over there at T-Mobile Park is one of the toughest
Yeah.
ballparks to play at. Just like the Rogers
They'll
Center,
have the
just
home field as well.
right?
And like if the Yankees do end up playing the Blue Jays, they will have the disadvantage of the home as well. So I think I talked to Rocky about this yesterday. And Rob, let's see how you feel. Are you feeling it's going to be Gausman, Bieber, your Savage, and Bassett as your 4?
Yeah, Gosman game 1 for sure. I would say it'd probably be Bieber game 2. And yeah, I think Savage has proven that I think it's gonna be a Savage or Bassett, whichever one they want to go with. If they want to go with experience, it'll be Bassett. But I think that Savages look fantastic, man.
I really like him too. From an oppositional standpoint, when the Blue Jays
Yeah.
drafted him, I was upset because like I did some studying on him when he was in college, and I knew he was going to be very good. And I told Rocky this too. I think he fell way too far in the draft, and the Blue Jays got a steal. And I was not happy to see that selection made, to be honest with you guys. But it was a great pick for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
Well, Yeah, because with Savage, man, he was already MLB ready. He
Yeah,
was
he
probably
was.
the closest pitcher to be MLB.
Chase
Besides,
Burns.
yeah, he was.
Yeah, Chase Burns is
Chase
another one.
Burns.
Yeah,
Although,
Right, those were the two that were close to ready,
yeah,
right?
and
So,
then
yeah.
I just thought, yeah, it's been crazy. So I just didn't think it would come down to 162. At first, it looked like the Yankees were going to take this division and run away. Then it looked like the Blue Jays were going to take it and run away. But the roller coaster this year has been crazy. Like every team blew a 5.5 game division lead. Like in every division was blown at some point. That's
that's
just absurd.
wild.
That's absurd.
Yeah,
This is something that we're going to talk about this down the road, like what could have been, right? And remember, the Jays were 25-27, with the Yankees having an 8 game
Yeah, the
lead in
Yankees
late
choked
May,
to the
and then
way they did. The Yankees choked a little bit too. We
yeah,
have to be honest here.
yeah,
They had the division,
you
and like
did.
they didn't figure, and they had that awful stretch in July and June or whatever was going on. I look back to that game against the Marlins where they brought in all the relievers and they just couldn't figure it out. And then like Caballero made an error. I think the only error he's made with the team, maybe, but because
yeah.
he's really maybe not, but like that might be true, but we're gonna. Well, now I have to check. But he's normally very good defensively. So I'm actually now I need to fact check myself. It seems like the only error he made. I gotta check his fields, and this is
Let
fun.
me let me
Go
ask
ahead.
you this. Let me let me ask you this. So, how do you feel about Anthony Volpe right now as it stands and the roster? Because you guys acquired Caballero, so he's going to play some short as well on certain occasions, depending on what they
Yes.
do with Volpe. Because Brian Cashman seems like he's very affirmative about him being the shortstop of this team
Okay.
for the
So
future. So, what's your thoughts
yeah,
about that?
I'm trying to see. It's actually being weird here. He made one error at shortstop. Speaking of Caballero, he only had 4 errors all year, but it's not showing like the outfield stuff. I guess I don't know. I was close. I wasn't too far off. But Volpe is like I have a close relationship with his dad, so like I have to be careful of stuff. I'm never gonna like rip him and stuff. I just think he needs to hit better. Personally, his
Yeah.
defense has kind of woken up. He made some good plays today. I think the shoulder was bothering him. I think he's been better since they gave him the shot. I wish they did it sooner. In the playoffs, he was actually good last year, and he does hit lefties. I know Crochet is tough, so like we'll see if he can do something. I think that Caballero is going to have a huge role, obviously. But the reason why I don't want him to start that much is because we need him to pinch run, and we need him for a late defense, and they need him for late defense potentially. So that's definitely something that it definitely has to be weighed.
No, for sure, because like everything is going to be minuscule, right? There's no margin for error because now we're talking playoff baseball. Everything matters at this point. So the manager needs to make the right decisions to make the right moves, right? Whoever you're facing, like for Tuesday, like you said, like Volpe will be in the lineup. Like he has to be a factor, like in some sort of effort, right? So, and I can see, like I said, you have to go with the lineup that's all righty, and then if they're up, then you're gonna have to play some guys to for defensive alignments and go from there because defense is going to be crucial down the stretch during the game, right in the later innings in the seventh, eighth, nine, and depending on who your bullpen guys are, that's going to be even pivotal because everything is going to matter at that point because Cora's going to pick guys from the bench because if you have let's just say Tim Hill, Rob Refsnyder is going to pinch hit for somebody during
Yeah,
the game or
Rev
Romy
Schneider might end
Gonzalez.
up
So
playing against Radzone too, maybe. I know
yeah,
Romy's definitely going to
yeah,
start
so
against Radzone. Yeah, Rev Schneider's been another former Yankee, a guy that like was kind of cast away. The Red
Yeah,
Sox,
yeah.
he's had a good year with them, and he's another guy that might hurt them at some point. I wouldn't be shocked if he does something. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Right.
And then they have Garrett Whitlock too, who gives the Yankees fits. It seems like the rule 5
Joe
Tommy John
Whitlock is
situation is
right.
is annoying still,
Yeah.
but what are you gonna do? You never know how that stuff's gonna work out. So let's shift to the Mets collapse. I know people want to talk about this. I gave them a special yellow and white border here, orange and white border here, just to shift the tide. It's so embarrassing what took place, and they have no one to blame but themselves. Like the end of their season was the perfect epitome. They literally get the help they need and they get shut out by the Marlins. Like that's so embarrassing. Like you got to be kidding me. Like how do you get shut out? And they rocked Edwin Cabrera too when he was at City Field, but they couldn't do anything against him
Yeah.
today. But the Marlins were motivated. They went in there to knock the Mets out of the playoffs, and that's exactly what they did. Like, they treated it like their Super Bowl. That was their World Series, and they won it. So the Marlins continue to be a bugaboo for the Mets when they need to win big games for some reason. Think about this, guys. They lost 5 games to the Marlins down the stretch. They lost 5 of 7, and then they lost 2 of 3 to the Nationals. Like, they deserve their fate. They did not do a good job. They had so many easy opportunities, and they just blew them all.
Well, with the Mets, and this is the problem with them, and they didn't really have that workhorse in that rotation. And there's something going on with that lineup too. There seems some issue. I've been telling this to other people about this that they need that vocal leader in
Yes,
that
we talked
clubhouse.
about this the
It
other
seems like
day. Yeah,
yeah, and we talked about it, and I think that's going to be something they're going to have to figure out in the offseason. Or and did you see the report that Peter Longo opted
yeah,
out of his contract? He's going to test
yeah.
the market, so that's some developing news over there. But when you look at this Mets organization, so you're in year one with Juan Soto, you missed the
Embarrassing.
playoffs.
It's
Then you got
embarrassing. Yeah.
Complete
yeah, and
circus.
then you have Lindor, and then you got Lindor. He's in his prime years. How many more prime years does he
That's
have
a
left
good point. I didn't
as a
even think of that.
shortstop?
That's another issue. He might be starting to go the wrong way a little bit because I gotta check the numbers compared to this year to last year. Let's check to see how it looked. I'm
Check.
actually curious now. I feel like it was semi close, but let's actually look. Soto did what he had to do. It wasn't his fault they didn't make it though. I gotta say I gotta take him out of the equation a little bit for that because he almost had a 40-40 year and like he came on late.
Yeah,
Like he had a rough start, yeah. He had an 809 OPS, 5.8 B WAR Lindor. That's still solid. He dropped down like
yeah.
30-ish points. His home runs were 2 less. His RBIs were 5 less. So not too much different, really. Like and he stole 2 more bases, so not really too bad there. But he is getting older. To your point, how's that going to look next year? Is Alonso going to return? I don't know,
Right.
but they need to bring him back
I don't
because he
know.
was doing. He was like their second best hitter probably. So I think they should make it a priority to retain him. I mean, he's a Met. I mean, that's just what it is. But will someone overpay for him? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But what Rocky said was the biggest problem they had was David Stearns did not handle the pitching properly. He tried to shop at the bargain bin clearance rack when he had like everything he needed to get more, and he still went to the clearance rack.
Yeah, I mean, with the Mets, they didn't want to trade their top prospects because there was rumors that they were going after certain pitchers
That's
and they were
true.
asking for one of the
That's
big
true.
three, and they
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 kept
can't do
all of
that.
them.
You can't do
You
that.
can't hold all of them. Like I know McLean looks
Yeah,
great, and looks like a good decision to hold him. Jonah Tong, the jury's out.
yeah,
I think he could be fine next year or down the line, but this year he wasn't
yeah.
ready, unfortunately. Sproat is okay. I think Sproat is
Brendan Sprout.
okay. I'm not
Yeah,
in fact I'm not like enamored with him because I talked to John Mayo, and I think Rocky remembered this podcast. Jonathan Mayo, and I actually saw him out in Pittsburgh and we caught up. That was really cool.
yeah.
But sidebar, Mayo told me when I talked to him that he thought Sproat might end up being a reliever. So he
Wow.
wasn't that high on Sproat really, although he did better towards the end of the year. So I don't think Sproat's like an ace though. I think he's like a mid tier guy, or like a
Yeah,
back
he's a
end
mid tier
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've heard
I
some people say the same thing about Jonah Tong too. That they believe he might be. He's not like going to be that ace dominant,
Yeah,
whatever,
he might
right?
be like a 3 possibly. I think Tom could
Yeah.
be a little bit better than back end. I like his stuff. I think he
Yeah, his
just has to.
stuff's good.
I think he
Yeah.
just has to sequence things a little bit better. Like he's got to slow the game down. Maybe it seems like it got too fast for him in certain situations.
Yeah. Yeah. No, sir. Yeah. He's from Rocky's neck of the woods too,
Yeah, we
actually.
talked
So
about this. We did bring this up. I asked
right.
I asked Rocky if he knew anything about him prior. He said he knew a little bit. So I was curious about that.
Well, with Jonah Tong, he dominated in the
He was a
minors, right? He was
beast,
drafted a
beast
couple
in the
years ago.
minors.
Yeah, he was a monster, and like I said, when you transition from
It's
AAA to the
huge.
majors, it's a size. Only certain pitchers can hate
And
with
he's only
certain things.
22
Like
also. Like it was a really tough
right,
assignment for him.
yeah, but I think he'll be just fine next year. He just needs some work in
I
the
agree with
minors, and
you.
they do need to get some. they need to get some pitching in the offseason. That should be a priority for them, and they got to figure out what to do with Edwin Diaz because he's going to opt out
Yeah.
too, and he's going to get paid the way the markets are going. Because when we had Zach Bollinger from the Ryan Ripken show, and he said this, and the Orioles had pitching issues left, right, and center, and you saw how they played. That you cannot win a World Series if you have a bullpen by committee. You need an all-time closer or a great closer to finish out a World Series. He's not wrong. That's a given. I mean, you've seen that with Mo Rivera, right? Historically,
Yes.
how he's closed out games for it. So and a whole bunch of pitchers. You could mention a whole few, but yeah, he's not wrong about that. So he needs to. They need to figure out what to do with Edwin Diaz as well. And there's going to be a market for him because you saw with Josh Hader. Without Josh Hader for the Astros, it's not the same with the bullpen. You need to solidify your closer role, and you gotta hold it down. Pitching is so important, especially in the bullpen when it comes to the playoffs. That's so important at the end of the day, right? You can never have enough pitching. So, yeah, that's something the Mets are going to have to figure out in the offseason. I think they got a lot of work to do, but I don't know if David Stearns is going to go and overspend for pitching or give up a lot of capital for starting pitching. But knowing him, he likes to build within the system, right? So, and they do have enough positional players they could decide to trade, like the Acuñas. Maybe McNeil gets
Yeah.
traded.
I would.
Brett Beatty.
Yeah, I would move
Yeah,
on from McNeil. I think his time's ended there. I
yeah.
don't see much with him anymore. I like Brett. I might keep him. Acuna is like a bench guy, so I'm not really sure what that would do if they moved him. Mauricio did not look great in a small sample size, but like I'm not sure if he's a major leaguer, unfortunately. So that's another thing they're gonna have to sort through, and we'll see. They have to go spend money on a pitcher. Like, sorry, David, you cannot just bargain bin. You have to actually pay a pitcher money.
Yeah, I'm
Like
with
you,
you.
you want to try to say you don't want to pay a starting pitcher long term, but sometimes you have to. Like, how do you not end up with Garrett Cole? If you want, like, there's so many guys. Like, yeah, some are bust, but like, think about Yamamoto even, and they tried for Yamamoto. He's been worth all the money that he's been paid, and they got lucky with Corbin Burns. I will say that because that would have been a disaster. So they avoided a scare
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Max Fried would have been good for them, but thankfully the Yankees paid a lot more than the Mets. But that's probably didn't even give him an offer, honestly. But yeah, so there's a lot of free agent pitchers they can get. Like he's gonna have to spend money on pitching. There's no other way around it.
Well, there's the other way you could do this is you could go through the trade route.
Yeah, he could do
And
that
I don't know
too.
if he's going to trade because you look at what Boston did to give up to go get Crochet. They gave up Wilkin Gonzalez, they gave up Braden Montgomery, and they gave up Kyle Teal, who I think
I
is going to
like
be a really
Kyle a
good
lot.
catcher, and Chase
Also,
Medra.
fun story
Yeah,
with Kyle.
yeah.
Speaking of close in the neighborhood, Kyle Teal grew up in the town next to me. He grew up, so
Wow,
I've known about
that's
him for a
awesome.
bit. Like his cousin was the quarterback for the Rutgers football, actually. So it's a very athletic family. His father runs like a baseball clinic, so that kid was living, breathing baseball
Yeah.
since he was born. So he's very legitimate. It's funny that he ends up on Boston because he probably was the Yankees fan, but then he got traded to the White Sox. So it's really interesting how his journey went.
Let me ask you this: if you were the Mets, Joe Ryan's going to be traded
That's the
this
guy they need to
offseason.
go get.
Would- Yeah, you think they give up a Jonah Tong, knowing David Stearns when he was in Milwaukee didn't give up prospect, but now he's in a
He's
big
gonna
market
have to
team.
give up something. I don't know.
That's what I'm asking because they need
Yes,
that
if he doesn't want to
proven
spend the money,
ace.
then he has to do a trade. If he's still gonna hold his checkbook tight for starting pitchers and not go over like 60 or 80, whatever rule he follows, he's gonna have to trade for Ryan. There's a few other guys too. Does he sign that? Yeah,
Sandy Alcantara would
yeah.
be Edward Cabrera would be another one.
Does he sign? I don't know,
Um,
because the Marlins. What if they keep him? Because the Marlins are kind of building now. Maybe they try to keep him. Who knows?
I think with the Marlins because they got pitching
They do
coming in
have
the
a lot of
system. I think they got
depth.
Robbie Snelling in it. So and they're getting Max Meyer back. Ryan Weathers was injured, so he should be
Weathers is
back next
so
year.
tough to count
So
on. That guy's a walking injury. I don't know
yeah,
if you
I
can really
know,
count on
right?
him.
Yeah. So with that being said, you got Yuri Perez. He's the next ace of that. He is
Yeah,
so
Perez
good.
will be
And
Yeah.
he's only
solid. Yeah,
22.
he definitely will be.
Yeah. So the question with the Marlins, they need
That's
bats,
true.
and I think Jacob Berry started,
Yeah,
and
Barry hit
they're
that huge
going to trade
walk-off
one of.
bomb to win it for AAA.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a scene.
They're the champions,
Yeah,
the
they
Jacksonville team.
beat
Yeah.
Scranton
So
too in the
do
semis. Scranton was won to Game 3 against them, but Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to explore the trade route. He doesn't want to bend his pitching rules
Sure.
for the
Yeah.
money. I think he probably will. I think he has to. What choice does he have after having this blow up in his face? Like, what do they have coming back next year that excites you? I guess McLean excites you. David Peterson kind of fell off. Kodai Senga is very injury prone. Can we even count on him anymore? And then you look at who else is in the mix. Manaya's Manaya,
Sean
they
Manaea.
re-signed
Yeah.
him, but did not do too good. And he had a lot of injuries,
Yeah.
so like they need help in that. They probably need a frontline guy, and they're gonna need a mid-tier to back end
And
guy.
some
Yeah,
relievers. Yeah. 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 I'm with you there because the thing is, this is the other problem with them. They had a $339 million payroll. That's top three in baseball. So the bigger question is, and this is the second time they missed the playoffs in 3 years. So, so the question is, what are they going to do with the whole roster construction with their payroll and all?
yeah.
Because they seem like they're top
That's a
heavy
yes.
pay.
They are
That's
top
why,
heavy. I've been saying this for a while, and we talked about this the other day. The Mets are
yeah,
top heavy. That's the biggest issue. They don't have the proper depth either. They, like I said, if it wasn't
yeah.
Soto, Lindor, Nimmo, or Alonso, the Mets were cooked if they weren't hitting.
Well, Nemo
Yeah,
hasn't
Nimmo
been
wasn't
good.
great. No.
Hasn't been good. And he has a long
Yeah,
contract. And I remember I was telling Rob this, and Rob and I, we
well,
always talked about like we needed
I
a
know
left
you
hand
guys were
bat,
in the
and
mix for
they
Nimmo. I
were
remember this because I was covering the winter meetings
Nemo.
and we were
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
this. I mean, Nimmo had 25
yeah.
bombs and 762 OPS, so he wasn't awful, but is he worth what he's being
Right.
paid? I don't know. A 3 F4, it's close. 13 stolen bases,
No,
probably not worth what he's being paid, honestly.
No.
so this is the mistake what the Mets did. I don't know if it was
That was
Epler or it
Epler, I
was
believe. He didn't. Stearns didn't sign
yeah.
that deal
So
with Nimmo.
no, or what's it? Brody
I
Ben
think that was
Wagner. I
Epler.
don't know if it
I
was
believe it
him,
was
but
Epler because I was
okay.
in San Diego and I saw Epler, so I'm almost positive it was him.
So the thing is that they traded PCA
Well,
in that deal to
well,
the
that's
Cubs for
like a
Javi
god
Baez.
awful abomination. Like
You,
that's
that's
one of
what
the worst deals you'll ever
yeah.
see.
Yeah, and I said to people, why didn't you should have kept PCA, let Nimmo go, because when you give those contracts don't last forever. That's going to be
They
a
gave him
regression
8 years.
contract.
That was
But
so many.
if for 160, I was telling Rob this with the Jays. Shapiro's not going to give that kind of money unless he's a generational type of
Like
player,
Vladdy,
and
obviously.
wisely
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, at Vladdy, and probably
Although
Bo
here's the
would be
thing,
another
were you guys
exception. But
disappointed with Vladdy because he kind of had a down year after getting all that money?
At
I
times, yes. I mean, like when like certain big spots, he wouldn't come through. I mean, he had a solid year from an on base percentage. He still hit.
Yeah, yeah,
He still
no.
hit.
He only
He
could
had
have
almost
been
hit
20
better.
he only
300.
had 23 bombs though. That's pretty low
Right.
for him.
That the power numbers are really what's the disappointing part with him. He can't. He needs to do something to his swing to get more loft on the ball. He hits the ball hard, but
Yeah,
He
it's
does
all
hit the
line
ball
drives.
hard. He does hit the ball hard, you're
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah, he does. But the problem with him is the launch
right.
angle because his apparently his the level of degree of the way he swings the bat, it's like
They're going
it
to
just
have to
goes
make
around.
an
But
adjustment,
he
yeah.
gets a yeah. I don't think it's a big. I wouldn't say it's a big deal. I don't think it's a cause of concern because he did enough. I mean, he was batting
Yeah, you
nearly
guys are right.
300
I
throughout
saw
the
the on
way.
base was 380.
So
Like, that is really good,
yeah,
obviously.
he was like 860. So for him to hit the power, I think he just has to like re-justify his stance a little bit more. I think he'll be fine. He's only 26, so his contract will start next year. But they had to give him that contract because knowing that big market team, young rising star, and knowing that a team like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Mets, the Dodgers, you name it, all the big teams would go after it, but the Jays had to pony up it, and it was a big deal, especially for this franchise, because when you want to win, you have to build around a core, and he's definitely part of this core and the star of this team, no matter what. So, I think it was important to get that done. So I don't I wouldn't worry about
It's
it at all,
fair.
but let's see
It
what
was a
happens
question
this
worth
year.
asking,
Yeah,
I thought, but like I think there's definitely
no,
some
no, no.
interesting stuff there. I would say, who? All right, let me ask you this: Who was your bits? Who was your biggest surprise hitter this year, and your biggest surprise pitcher you guys were really happy with, and you weren't expecting to get good results from, maybe, or like as good as they did?
Rob, you
Nathan
go.
Lucas would be the guy for me. He's been incredible.
He
I
has
mean,
been good, yeah.
yeah, he's a guy that like I was talking to Rocky before the season, and I'm like, is this guy worth a roster spot? Like we don't even know, right? Like, but he
No, we've
proved
had.
us wrong.
Yeah,
So
he was good. How about pitching?
for pitcher, it's
Braden Fisher.
from Eric Lauer too.
Lauer, yeah, I
is
like the
is
Lauer
is a
call.
is a guy who was
Yeah.
just probably our unsung hero in the rotation for most of the season. So he's been really really good. But yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you there. I would say for Yankees, I'll give you guys mine too. I think you'll like my answer. So offense is very easily Trent Grisham. That's not even a debate. Trent Grisham was easily the biggest
Yeah.
oh
surprise
for
of the
He's gonna
sure.
year.
get paid
I
too.
think
Yeah.
Grisham's gonna go to the Mets. Actually, watch the Mets are gonna swipe Grisham from the Yankees. They need an they need a center fielder. Mullins was awful. Their trade deadline sucked too. While we're at it, their deadline was terrible, like god awful. Like Ryan Helsley, I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't blame them because Helsley was good, but he was kind of showing some regression signs. But I don't know what happened. He's not going to stay in the Mets. He's got to go. He's not made for New York, obviously.
Rogers.
Rogers was eh. And then
They gave up
yeah,
a
they gave
lot
up
for
so
him.
much for him too. And Mullins was really bad. He's kind of declining. I don't really know what's left for Mullins. Not his outlook is kind of dim at this point. I think. So like Marte's gonna leave, so they won't have him anymore, and that's gonna hurt Soto because Marte and Soto are really close. So Soto's gonna be
Yeah.
upset when
Yeah.
Marte's not there anymore.
Well, they're gonna have to re-justify with some of their younger players too. They got a bunch of young guys, especially they got Ronnie Mauricio, they got Acuna, they got uh, what's his name, Brett Beatty. I don't. He seemed like he was having. And there, did you see that rumor that Martino posted about how if Aaron Judge
Yeah,
wasn't
that
healthy
was
and he had to end up getting
crazy.
yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Because when I saw that, I was like, Trey Grisham to the Mets, and then you guys get Brett Beatty. Brett Beatty could be
I
a young
actually
player for
wanted
you.
Brady on the Yankees. I would definitely try to get him if it's possible. I don't think it would happen, but I think he'd be a fantastic fit. I mean, they have McMahon for 2 more years, which I don't really love that much, though his defense is good. But Brady's swing is made for the stadium too, and I think he could definitely get an uptick in offense if he was with the Yankees. His defense has been
Yeah,
surprisingly pretty good. I like Brady. Like he kind of came on late. He struggled in the beginning. My biggest issue with them, actually, and I think you'll agree with me, what happened to Mark Vientos?
it's so crazy you think about him because I thought that
Beatty actually ended up
coming off
being
of
solid, like 3.2 B-WAR,
yeah he
748 OPS, 18 homers.
yeah last year he was great for them. They went to the NLCS and he was a big reason why with that lineup, and he had a down year. I don't know what happened. Like did Eric
Chavez is going to
Chavez
get
he
fired. I
hurt him?
wouldn't be surprised if that news drops like
Yeah,
any second.
yeah,
He's
I
getting
think so.
fired.
I think so.
There's no way
I
he's
think so.
surviving this.
There's going to be a lot of firings in the
Jeremy
coaching
Hefner
section.
has to
Like
be on alert too. I think I wouldn't
I think
fire
he's
him, but
gone
because
too.
of what
I think
happened, you don't know
yeah,
like if he's gonna be able to survive. I actually
might
think he's
get
an
fired too.
outstanding
He
pitching
might
coach. He'll get picked up in a minute as soon as he gets fired, though. Like he'll have a
yeah,
job lined up.
absolutely,
I don't think it was his
absolutely.
fault. I don't think he had the proper personnel. I think he did everything he could with
Right.
like patchwork, honestly. Like, look what he did with Clay
Yeah,
Holmes. Like, Clay Holmes was actually my biggest surprise for him because I didn't expect him to pitch that well for that long.
he was great for them. He
Yeah, he
was
was.
So
great.
they have a
Like
solid rotation piece
uh,
with Clay Holmes. They have McLean, that's going to be good. Tong or Sprout will factor in somewhere. Manaya and Senga, yeah, but still need two bodies. Like they got to build depth. Like they need an ace. They need someone else to help the middle and the back. So
yeah, they need it. They
they
need to
need
go get
relievers too. They got to
frontline starting
shuffle their
pitcher.
bullpen.
Well, they gotta figure out with Edwin
I
Diaz.
think they'll
He's gonna
bring him
opt out,
back.
and
How
they're
could
gonna
they not? Because
yeah probably
if you take
yeah
Edwin Diaz out of the Mets bullpen, what is the Mets bullpen?
yeah. It's a drastic drop off. You're right.
I can't see them letting him
Absolutely.
go. That would be nuts.
They do have some pieces in their bullpen like Brazaban
Yeah,
and
I like
Green there,
Brazoban.
but they didn't. Yeah, he was from the Marlins too. He was a rookie this year too, and he actually did decent for them. So they do have a couple pitchers, but like you said, they got to figure out what the rotation is because either they want to go on a spending spree or they're going to end up doing trades with other teams, right? So it all depends, right? Like I think the Twins probably still have some more relievers that they would have to trade. Tampa is always open to business. They're always buying and selling, right? Knowing that team, so maybe Griffin Jackson gets rerouted to another team in the offseason, right? Because he has one
That
more
would
year
be a
left.
guy the
So
Mets needs to
I
go
could see
get.
him
If
just
they,
get,
if they trade Griffin Jackson, the Mets gotta
yeah,
go get him. That would be a perfect bullpen piece for
yeah.
them.
I think Pete Fairbanks finally gets
Yeah, that's
traded this
been
offseason.
teetering for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, because there was a rumor that the Astros wanted him, but the asking price was
The
really high.
Cubs were
But
trying for
when
Fairbanks
it was,
too, from what I remember. The Yankees tried
well, when
too
I was,
last year. The Yankees were close, apparently.
yeah, I remember you told me that him and Yandy
Yeah,
Diaz,
they
right?
tried
So,
both, but I know
uh,
someone tweeted that the Yankees were close. That the Yankees were really close with Fairbanks, but it never came to fruition. And it was a reporter
yeah,
too.
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna say the name because
no, you don't have to maintain a report, but no, I believe you. But no, I remember you were telling me about this, and somebody else told us about Pete Fairbanks being on the block, and I think the Braves were going after him too, and they didn't. The asking price was so high because the way the markets
yeah.
were, right?
And
I
then
mean,
like, do you guys think Yandy Diaz or Brandon Lau could be on the move for Tampa?
Brandon Lau's getting traded this offseason. This is his
Yeah.
Oh
final
yeah,
year.
he's
I think he
gone.
has a
Yeah,
club
he's
option for
gone.
one more year.
What
Yeah,
about
he's gone.
Diaz? Doesn't
They're
Yandy only
gonna.
have one left now, or does he have two?
I think one or two.
Let
I
me
gotta
look at
check, but
Yandy
I think they're
quick.
gonna shop him. Yeah, they missed the playoffs again, right?
Well,
So they're
the
gonna
biggest
have to
issue with the
figure out,
Rays is
right?
that Shane McClanahan's been hurt for so long. They don't have an ace without him.
So the problem with Shane McClanahan, he has two Tommy
Yeah, it's a
Johns,
problem. He
and
might
I
not
don't
be the
know
same
what they're
ever
gonna.
again. We don't know.
Yeah, and they got Joe
Okay,
Boyle. He's a
so
project in the
Diaz
works.
has a club option for 27, so he might
He has one
stay
more year.
maybe. I don't know, but
Maybe,
Lau is
maybe.
probably
But knowing
gone.
that,
I do agree.
yeah, I think Lau's gone for sure. They need to reshuffle some of their core players, right? They got Xavier Isaac coming in their system. He should be up next year at some point. They got who was the trade from the Randy Rosarena deal?
Right?
Hopkins,
Yes.
Brody Hopkins. See, that's another guy they're gonna call. They're always finding
Yeah, I
guys
know.
in their
Look
system.
at
They're gonna trade several
Caminero.
guys.
Like he's a stud. I wish
Oh,
he
he's
was.
so
He's
good.
one of my favorite players, even though he's on Tampa Bay. Honestly, like I really like Caminero a lot. So he's gonna. They have to lock him up somehow. They got to give him like one of those deals to buy out the arbitration and make sure he stays with them for a while.
The guy's doing things at 22.
And no, not
It's
many
like
people really,
21.
not
He's
many people
21.
really do the stuff he did this year.
Eddie Matthews, Vlad too. I think hit 48 at 22.
No, it wasn't him. It was
Like
just
it's a
Eddie.
rare.
I think Diaz was.
Yeah, it was Eddie, but
Caminero was
yeah,
second on the list of age 21 seasons or younger.
yeah,
Oh, maybe Vlad
21.
did
Yeah,
age
yeah.
22 season. Okay.
Vlad
Oh,
Vlad
okay.
did it at
Okay. Got
22.
you.
Vlad
You're
did it at 22,
100%
but I
correct.
think yeah, that those 20s before 23, it's special class. Like you don't see those type of players play at that. That's why Vlad, even at that age, he did it only a few years ago, and still he was playing. And he's only 26. Like Cabanero's only 21. Like these young stars in the horizon are just something. Like look at James Wood. He had 32 home runs
Yeah.
this year in a
I didn't realize
bad
he
team,
struck out
right?
220 times. That's crazy.
He really
I mean,
struggled the
they
second half too.
Yeah, he
Like
fell
he
off a
was,
cliff. But that
yeah.
bomb he hit the other night, like last night, holy crap! That thing was tattooed. The way that James Wood swings the bat with opposite field power is like he has the most opposite field power in the league. I think it's not even particularly close. Like his oppo power is absolutely insane.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I think with Wood, like Washington always finds those star players. If you look at
They'll
the
end up
track
locking
record,
him up. He won't
they,
go anywhere.
and he's
Oh,
from
I didn't know
Maryland
that
too.
actually.
He had a
Really?
Washington.
Is he?
Yeah, and he's a Boris guy too. So I'm curious to see how much he's going to get
Yeah.
paid. I don't think he gets
Yeah,
paid
we'll
right
have to
away.
see how that
So
goes. But I feel like they'll try to do everything they can to keep him because they got to keep someone. So we'll see. But let's go towards the national. Let's do American League predictions. So all right, guys, give me your
okay,
predictions. Tigers, Guardians. You guys are both saying guards, right?
I think it's
I think it's
guards too.
guards. It's
Yeah.
I'll say Tigers for fun, but I'm not fully believing it. But we'll just have some fun and say that Scooble. Let's say Scooble pitches a gem, and then like Casey Mize is all right. Or like Flaherty reaches back and finds something because he's been hot and cold, but he does have his good moments. So maybe he can figure it out. That's definitely going to be their three. And then Gavin
yeah.
Williams has been great. Tanner Bibby's very volatile. He can go either way. So I know he did have some success against the Tigers, though, but they've gone him a little bit too. So we'll see. It's gonna be. I don't know who they would do game three. I think they did. They put it out yet? I gotta look.
I don't know, but if I'd say who would be game three, would be Parker Missick or Slade Ciccone
What about
would be
Cantillo? Maybe.
probably. I'm not fully sold on Cotillo all the way through. He's probably five, maybe
Eh,
a
okay. Yeah. I
depth
mean,
guy.
we'll have
Yeah,
to see.
I think it's Messick, but I could be wrong because Messick pitched well. Either one would work with Cachone, uh, Slade Cachone, right? That's his
Yeah.
name. Okay, but yeah, it would be either one. I think it's Messick or Cachone. So did they
I'm
say
trying
or?
to check. I want to see Guardians rotation. Let me look.
I don't believe the Guardians. I don't believe the Guardians won the division again, man. After a 15 and a half game lead, man, that's
I can't. I
insane.
still can't get over it. It's so nuts. Like it's gonna
Yeah,
be
me
one.
It
too.
is
It's
Baseball.
gonna be
insane.
one of those things that like we're never gonna forget. Like this is like a historic thing that took place. I don't think we're ever gonna see it again. I think this is gonna be a record for a long time. I don't think anyone else is ever gonna do this.
Yeah,
Like this just doesn't
you
happen.
just
Like you look back to 1978, the Yankees had the largest comeback before this. It was like 14 or 14 and a half games. 1978, that's like 50 years or more, I think. No, wait. 80,
almost
90.
yeah.
No, yeah, close to 50. I'm not too
For
far away.
close to
So,
50. You're not that far.
yeah. So I mean, honestly, I got who's the Guardians reporter? I'm trying to see if they put out the rotation.
That would be Zidel, Zidel,
Zizel, Zach, yeah,
Zach
Zach
Zidel,
Zizel.
I know
Mandy
Mandy
Ball would be
Ball. Let me
another
try
one.
her maybe.
Yeah, she's the one who reports it. Who else reports it? Oh, Anthony
Castrovins,
Castrovich
Oh,
yeah.
would be the guy.
Vince, yes.
Okay,
I got him. Okay, let's
I'm
see if
just
he
trying to think
knows.
who.
Let's see. Uh, let
Okay,
me see if he knows. I don't.
yeah,
I don't
Castrovich
see
is
anything
pretty
yet. Let me
bad.
look at the scores boards and see like if they have it. So
Okay,
yeah, and then you guys are gonna predict Yankees beat Boston. I think you guys both say Yankees.
yeah,
You
I
know
think
what?
in
I'm
three.
not
It'll
gonna
be in
say
three.
Red Sox, so I'll say Yankees three also, just because I can't see them sweeping. So
No,
at least for now, I don't know if the Yankees will make the World Series because the Blue Jays match will be tough, and then if they get past the Blue Jays, the Mariners are gonna be tough. I know the Yankees had their number this year, but it's a different Mariners team, kind of, and like you guys said, traveling there is very different.
yeah.
I,
They're in Toronto. Toronto had the
no,
Red
I
Sox.
think it's going to be the Yankees in three.
Yeah, no, okay,
That's what I think. I know
yeah.
Rocky thinks
No.
Boston, but I think the
No, he
Yankees
said
have a good.
Yankees. I thought.
Oh,
Did you
oh,
say Red
did you?
Sox in three? I thought Rocky said
Yeah, I said,
Oh,
yeah,
you said
Yankees in three.
Yankees in
I said
three.
Yankees
Okay,
in
my
three.
Yeah,
bad. I thought you
he
said
did
Red
say
Sox.
Yankees. So
Okay,
I wouldn't,
okay.
but I
No, it's
wouldn't be
okay.
shocked if the Red Sox won the
No,
series
no.
because like the Crochet and the Cora would be
Right.
Masvidal, Vancho, Aaron Boone,
Well,
Oh,
and
it's
like
going to be a good
well,
series, hard fought either way. I, you know,
that's
yeah.
gonna be the series that's gonna be most watched, right? I think all the wild card series. Um, only I'll tell you if how Boston will win this if they win.
let's hear it.
It all comes down to air. So it all comes down to Aaron Boone picking up his bullpen matchups,
Yeah, that's a
right?
little
That's what it ultimately
problematic. We
comes.
saw the crap with
And
Nestor
that's
last year and
that.
like whatever else. So
Yeah, that's my worrisome about Aaron Boone and Alex Cora will pick up those mistakes. That's one thing he does really well on that's why when every time the Jays played the Boston Red Sox, they came to Toronto and Boston. When you look at that team, it's like they just have these guys that just contributes. Like no matter who it is, right? You just don't know who's going to sell. One day it could be Romy Gonzalez. One day it could be Narvaez. One day it could be Alex Bregman. And Bregman's going to be a factor for the Red Sox as well, right?
yeah,
So he has a
so
track record
we'll
facing
have to.
against the Yankees.
Yeah, that's
So
another thing. That's a good point. I kind of overlooked that for a second, and he could definitely give Rodon fits
yeah,
because he hits lefties well too. I think, and Freed
that's
kinds
right.
of. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's definitely an interesting thing. So who do you guys have in the ALCS? You'll obviously say Jays, I would imagine, but like, you guys said Mariners too? So do you think? I think Rocky said
I think Jays Mariners
Yeah, I can
ALCS,
see that.
especially with
Yeah.
the bye.
yeah. I
Yeah, I
said
think so. Now with the health and
yeah,
everything,
I said
right? With
if I
Bo
wasn't
coming
gonna
back.
say Yankees, I would
Yeah.
say Mariners go to the World Series. I think they might go. I wouldn't be shocked. So Yankees and Mariners could be ALCS maybe, but
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna
let's hear
change
it.
my bias and unbiased. I'm gonna change it. I think Jays are going to the
All
World
right, let's
Series this
see
year.
it. I
Yeah.
know, Rob, you probably agree, right?
No,
I
I
don't.
think the Mariners would beat them if they played personally, but we'll see.
It's tough. Like a couple years ago, the Blue Jays played the Mariners, and the Mariners beat them out. And so I think the Blue Jays would definitely want their revenge,
That's fair.
especially guys that were there when that series went on, like Bo Bichette and Vlad and Springer. And so I think those guys are gonna like. This is just a different team this year. It's like the Mariners. You
yeah,
you
it's
got two
different.
special teams going against each other, so it's gonna be a good series
And,
regardless.
though, and while I say that, I wouldn't be surprised if the Mariners get to the World Series. One thing Mariners do, what their flaws, they do strike out a
Yeah,
lot,
that is true.
and
They do
that's
whiff a lot. That is a
they're
good
big.
point. They do whiff a lot.
That's one thing the Jays are, I think, top three with striking out pitchers too. So, and also if they go to 7 games, the seventh game 7 would be at the
Yeah,
Rogers
it's
Center.
tough,
So
but
that's the
yeah, I
thing,
mean,
right?
like I
So
said, the home field, I know it means something, but the road teams have been winning in the playoffs, so like I don't think it's the end all be all.
right, yeah, that's true.
But
That's
it
true.
does help. So you'd rather be at home. I get it. So that's how we're looking in the American League. National League, I made my predictions yesterday. I'll just go quick with it. Dodgers beat the Reds, but Hunter Green gives them a slight chance. And I'm actually surprised they chose Snell instead of Otani. I thought Otani was going to go game one. So maybe the Reds might win game one, but I can't see them winning like 2 and 3. Like the Dodgers might get them in 3.
Who's game one starting
Hunter
pitcher for the
Green.
Reds?
Yeah,
So I got the
that's
Because
close,
the Reds
man.
the
could
Reds
win
have
that game if he pitches a gem. They might win the game one.
Blake Snell's pitching game one, and they said Tyler Glasnow's coming out of the pen.
And then they have
Wow.
So
Yamamoto for game 2 and Otani if necessary. Kershaw's off the
full time.
roster for the wild card.
Right. Who's pitching for the Reds in game 2 and 3? Like, who are some options?
Abbott's definitely got to be game 2, 100%. It's got to be
Okay.
Abbott game 2, and Brady
And
Singer probably
Brady
game
Singer.
3. Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean,
The Dodgers might torch Singer though. I know he's been better, but I could see them smoking Singer.
yeah. I mean,
And then Andrew Abbott too, because they got Teo and Anzi Pogdis. They both kill lefties, so I was definitely worried about Abbott against those guys.
if there's an upset that can be pulled, though, I think that could be it.
Maybe I
know,
have
you
the
just-
Dodgers getting upset in a different spot, but
Yeah.
that one Hunter Green could win game one. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, I think the way he's pitched this year, yeah, he can absolutely steal game one. No issue there. It's just a matter of what happens in the rest of the series. And how Otani pitches in game 3. But
Yeah.
You know what's one? This is one problem about the Dodgers. Their bullpen is not
it's
good,
not.
and they're going through and look, Kirby Yates, Blake Trinan, Tanner Scott, their prized position closer, not good this year. So who else is going to step up? We'll see. Because is Emmett Sheehan going to come out of the pen? Because he's been a big factor in the rotation for them this year. So
Yeah, I
and
think
Tyler
they said that
Glasnow
guy
probably
is coming out of the bullpen. I think that's what I heard. I think I saw a tweet that he's going to be out of the bullpen.
Right, that's the thing, right? So I
And
think it's just
Sasaki
ultimately
too.
comes down to
Sasaki's
how-
going to be in the bullpen, and he actually looked good the other
Sasaki,
day
yeah,
in the
you're
pen
right.
against the Mariners.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
pretty big
Well,
arm to
yeah.
have coming out of the bullpen too. Like,
And
just
their back
stuff-wise.
end has been so bad. I'm going to make a bold prediction. Sasaki ends up being the closer for the Dodgers in the postseason.
I could see it.
Wouldn't
I
be
could see it.
surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Because Tanner Scott's been terrible. I would much rather take my chances with a guy that throws 100 plus than what Tanner Scott's been doing.
Well, Tanner Scott, Blake Trinan, and Kirby Yates have been awful for them. They should not pitch in those series.
Well,
But if
Yates
they
got
do,
hurt.
that's gonna
Yates
be
is
a
hurt
disaster.
too.
Right. Well, Yates is hurt, and what's his name is out too. Michael
That
Kopech,
sucks.
right? He's out for the year.
have,
See, Michael Kopech's out. Brock Stewart.
did I tell you guys? I don't know if Rocky. So I interviewed Kopech. Did you guys see it?
You did?
Yeah,
I
I
got to check it out.
interviewed him.
I got to check it out.
I gotta
Send
send
me the
it
link.
later.
Yeah, I'll
It's
check
on
it out.
IG and a couple
I'll share
things.
it too. I'll share it.
I like Kopech a lot. I'm upset he's hurt. He gave me some insightful
he's
stuff,
hurt.
but so is he done for the year? That
Yeah, he's
sucks.
done
What
for the
happened
year.
to him?
I don't know what it is exactly. Let me check. I know it was he was on the IL. I don't want to say the wrong diagnosis what he had, but he's out for the year. He had to go back on the IL, which is too bad. But that's one problem about the Dodgers is that they depend so much on velocity and spin rate, and injuries are happening for them. So that's the unfortunate part about the Dodgers, right? So they got to change your ways of things because if you're gonna use your high leverage guys, okay, I just saw the injury of Michael Puvis. So he had another setback, right knee inflammation. So he's on the 60-day IL. So there, that's his injury. Yeah, I mean the thing about the Dodgers. This is the thing about the Dodgers. Stan Kasten was here locally, and he said that the Dodgers depend on velocity and spin rate, and that's a recipe for injuries in today's baseball. Because if you're overthrowing and you're throwing for velocity, it's not going to work sometimes. Because if you overthrow it, then you're going to hurt your arm, and you're going to end up getting Tommy
Yeah,
John, right? And they have so many good pitchers in their system that's been hurt, and that's been their
that's
issue.
true. They haven't getting banged up.
So
So let's go through that prediction. So I'll say Dodgers in three because I'll maybe Hunter does steal game one. I think Padres beat the Cubs. I think Pavetta's getting the ball game one. He's been pretty good, and the Cubs wanted Pavetta too.
let
So
me.
like that's gonna be a sting for them if he would beat them in game one.
I'm gonna say Reds in
Wow, you're
three.
going for the Reds jugular upset. Whoa,
Terry
Tito is
Francona
good.
has brought
Yeah.
that team back to. He's one of the best managers
Ellie's
in
woken up
baseball.
too. Ellie's back finally after his nosedive.
That the Cincinnati Reds are one of the most underrated teams in baseball. The catcher tandem, they have Trevino and Robert
Stevenson's a
Stevenson.
dog.
They have, yeah, TJ Friedel is a top 10
Frito's
center
good
fielder in the
too.
sport.
And they're
That guy's,
hot right now, man.
yeah,
They're
so
hot. Like they've been
Yeah.
playing good baseball
And
at the right
that's why
they
I'm
time.
have
actually
Noelvi
happy they made it
Marte.
instead of the Mets. It's going to be a better series, if we're being honest. Like, the Reds deserve to be in the
And
playoffs.
They do.
and and give credit to Nick Kroll here. Defensively at third base was a problem, and they went out and got Brian Hayes within the division from the Pirates. And yes, his bat hasn't been all that great. Maybe that's something they're going to have to work
Yeah,
on.
I
But
love
his
his
defense
defense.
is
I
one of
love
the
Brian
best.
Hayes. He's so good.
Defense is
I wish he could just hit a
collecting
little
paper.
bit better. He'd be a star.
Yeah, yeah. His father played
Yep,
for the
I know. I
Yankees,
wanted the
Charlie Hayes,
Yankees to
right?
make a run at him too before they went to the McMahon situation.
A lot of Yankees
Yeah,
fans wanted him.
I
Yeah,
was in
defensively
there.
he's
I
great.
was in the
Yeah,
discussion for Hayes for sure. So that's
yeah.
I'll say. So what do you guys think about Padres Cubs?
I'm going to
I
say
agree.
Padres in three. The Cubs,
It
maybe
might
even
be
two
two.
because their
Yeah, it might
pitching
be
is.
two. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Kate Horan being on the IL with
But
that
they
rib
said, oh,
injury,
so
that
Horton's not
hurts.
coming back at all. Oh, they said Diaz. So they make it Diaz. He might come back. Yeah, they needed
Yeah,
Horton. Yeah, it
yeah,
sucks.
they need Horan, and now that I mean the Padres are starting to get healthy a little bit. They got some of their guys back, so they go with Darvish and Cease.
So
And if they want to use King, they
so
can use
who's their
King. They
game
can
one
use
starter,
JP
Rocky?
Sears.
They don't have the Cubs one up yet, but I'd have to say Boyd or Imanaga, right?
For
Maybe Boyd. I
who's the
think
game
Boyd.
one for? Who do you think's game one for San Diego?
No, it's Nick Pivetta.
It's Pavetta. Okay. Okay. So then game
Oh, it's
two is
Pavetta.
Cease or and then Darvish, right?
Darvish. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say if it was Dylan Cease game one.
Wait, what about Mike King?
I mean, yeah, Michael
Mike,
King, yeah.
Mike King. Mike King is like Luis Hill. I mean, his stuff is not fully there
Yeah, he's
this year
been too
compared to
hurt.
what,
Like,
what it
so
was.
but I would still
Yeah,
use him probably. I'm sure they will. We'll have to see.
probably as a
It could be.
swingman
Well, he's
in
done
a
that
certain
before, so
situation.
that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
So that's definitely
Yeah,
not out of the realms, I would say. His last time out, he threw like he threw yeah he only threw a little bit. Yeah, they might be transitioning him because he gave up no runs in 2 2/3. So I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. All right, so we're past that. NLDS, it will be the Phillies versus the or the 3-6. It would be the Phillies versus the Dodgers. For
Reds
me,
or
I'm
Reds. Yeah,
saying the Dodgers get upset against the Phillies, and then I'm gonna say the Brewers beat the Padres. And then I already told Rocky I put the Phillies in the World Series. Brewers,
Okay.
Phillies, NLCS, and then it might be a Red October. If it was Phillies Mariners, that'd be really interesting. I don't. Who would I pick? I don't even know. It's actually really a tough decision. I'm not even sure.
I got the Phillies over the
No,
Dodgers,
you
and I
have
got
him
the
over the Reds, right? Didn't you pick the
Yeah,
Reds?
yeah. You have them over the Reds.
Or the
Yeah.
Reds. The Reds, sorry, or Dodgers or Reds, but Reds. And then I would have Milwaukee. If San Diego, I don't know. San Diego, Milwaukee match up pretty
I think
well.
Milwaukee wins that. I
I think Milwaukee wins it, but I mean San Diego's
I have
pitching
Milwaukee
is
going to the World
like
Series, man. That's
me too. Me
but
too. Yeah, I got them in the World Series. But I mean, if Padres could be a sleeper because getting Mason Miller in that staff and getting that bullpen. But you know what sucks for them? Not having Jason Adam. If Jason Adam was in that bullpen, that would change so many things for them, man. So
Yeah, so that's what I would do. That's how I would view it. But if I did Phillies, Mariners, who do you guys think goes to the World Series in the NL?
I think it's the Brewers.
I think it's the Brewers.
So you guys would have Brewers, Jays. You'd probably take Jays to win there, and I probably would too if that happens. Most likely, I guess that would be an interesting one because like they both haven't been in the World Series. Well, Brewers never have. Blue Jays haven't been in a while, so
The Brewers played us
Brewers in
tough too,
'82.
didn't they? This year, Rocky.
Yeah.
They beat us,
Yeah,
didn't
I thought.
they?
they
Say.
did. I remember
The
they
thing
beat you
about
guys
these-
two
I
out of
think they
three.
beat us.
They
6
got
out
you
of
2 or
3,
3.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they matched up till Hoffman pitched in the
Oh,
ninth
right.
inning,
Yeah.
and they match up well. The Jays do match up well, but this is the thing about the Jays if they want to get to the World Series, it's that they need Bo. In
Yeah,
that lineup.
100%.
There's
They
no
have to
Yeah.
have
questions
him
about
in
it.
there. Yeah.
Like Jay's bullpen is stellar. Like it's back to being really good. Like they have Mason Flaherty, Braden Fisher, Yario Rodriguez, and Sir Anthony Dominguez. Brandon Little stepped
Yeah.
up well. Louis Barlin was a great acquisition, which was a shock trade for me because he has 5 years of control left.
Yeah, that was really nuts.
It
The
was
Twins
crazy.
the Twins are going
Yeah,
wild. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
We don't even need to bring them up really. I mean,
No, we don't need to bring up that. That's an off-season
we're
thing.
like,
We'll talk
yeah,
about
we're
later.
good on
but
that. But like, it's a real, yeah. I mean, it's definitely an interesting situation. So, yeah, let me see. If it was Phillies Mariners, who'd you guys take in the World Series?
Phillies
Ooh.
Mariners. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
the Phillies
I'm with you there.
because their pedigree.
Oh, they would
their
have the
track
home field
record, like,
advantage too. That's true.
they would have the home advantage. I think the Phillies that environment at Citizens Bank Park is one of the toughest places to play at. And you see the
Yeah.
crowds over there; they are
But-
insane. And the way
But the
No,
Mariners
no,
could
no.
beat
Finish
them.
off. Sorry.
But go ahead, yeah.
I just had a question for you guys. Something just popped in my head. Do you trust the Phillies starting pitching going into the playoff?
Yeah, I
Good
actually
question.
do.
it's good.
You do, really?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have what's it, Wheeler?
I know that
You
hurts,
know,
but
like,
they have.
Nola's been trash. This year.
But he did figure it out his
terrible.
last start. Maybe
Yeah.
he figured something out.
Maybe he did.
Dude,
yeah.
they revived Walker Buehler. Watch Walker Buehler be useful for them out of the bullpen again.
Yeah,
I
Walker
did
Buehler.
see that too.
I mean,
He's a
it's
really
actually
good
funny the
player.
Red Sox dropped. I'm happy he won't be in this wild card series though, because he owned the Yankees last year in the postseason. So let him be in Philly. That's fine. That is pretty funny. That was definitely a whiff by Boston. They weren't perfect this year. I mean, they're third in the East for a reason. But yeah, I think I trust the Phillies rotation because Chris Sanchez is an ace. Jesus Luzardo has ace
Yeah.
capability. Ranger Suarez is a solid 2 to 3, and then Nola has the pedigree if he could just figure it out. So I do trust the Phillies rotation even without Wheeler. But if they had Wheeler, I'd probably slam dunk them as the World Series right now.
It's gonna come down to how they can get to Joan Duran in between. If their pitching is good enough, Matt Strong's been decent for a while. Ryan Kirkland's been all right.
That's a
There
good
are times
point.
they
That's a
can
good
shake
point.
you.
Yeah.
You have to remember, it's not how you start; it's how you finish, and that's been the problem with the Phillies at times when they blow games. But they did play really well down the stretch. So, yeah, it comes down to what Rob Thompson wants to execute because they had opportunity to get to the World Series pretty much the last few years, and they haven't gone over the hump.
We got to
yet,
see
right?
if they can do
And
it.
with
Let's
Bryce
see.
Harper.
Yeah, Harper's chasing that ring, Kyle
Yeah.
Schwarber and everything, and a lot of those guys haven't won. I know
Yeah.
Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Trey Turner has his ring though
Yeah.
because he was
Okay.
with DC. But like,
Right with the Nationals, but no, but Romuto,
A
is
lot of
getting
guys
up
are
there in
chasing it.
age.
Yeah,
He's a
they are
free agent after
hungry.
this year.
I'm gonna say the Mariners win
Yeah.
it though. I would say it feels like a Mariners year. I'm just gonna say I think it, and I know they're kinds of
That's
favored too.
interesting.
They actually have the highest odds, so maybe it's not like
Oh,
a crazy pick. I just think like Kyle Raleigh at that ballpark is a problem, but then they also have Kyle Schwarber.
yeah,
And here's why the Mariners could beat the Phillies though. They hit lefties really well. They have a lot of guys that hit lefties well. That could really help them.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, it's fascinating to look at the way these matchups are. Like it's intriguing because if you look at any matchup, because when you come to the playoffs, anything is possible. It's a whole new season of brand baseball. Like you're going to shorten up your pitching staff, right? You're going to pick the best of the best, right? And you're going to see what matches up well. Because Philadelphia, that lineup is still like that's a problem. They hit for power, right? So and they do have a track record of success. Like, what's Seattle's track record? This is like, I mean, they went to the ALDS, I think it was 3 years ago, and they missed the playoffs the last couple of years. But I mean, this is going to be an ultimate test for the Mariners to see what this team really is about, right? So, yes, Kyle Riley's putting it out his best season of his life. Julio Rodriguez, I mean, he's been up and down.
Julio's been a
Suarez
dog since the second
regressed,
half, though. I think Julio's locked in.
right, second
I
half,
think
right.
he's
He's
good to go.
right. He's locked in, right, right. So it all comes down to how everybody. And I think Dominic Canzoni
I
has
saw him
been a
hit three
big
bombs. I
contributor
was in
for this year.
disbelief.
That was
Yeah, he's
crazy.
batting pretty well this
Crazy.
year. Yeah, yeah. And then you got JP Crawford, who was a great
Great
shortstop
defender.
defensively, right?
Yeah.
Offensively, yeah, great defense, and he'll get these clutch
Yeah.
hits. Yeah, I mean, you can't, you might not be wrong, but I mean, it's a good topic
We'll
to talk
see.
about because
Yeah, we'll
anything is
see, bro. And
possible.
then
Yeah,
I'll give the
absolutely.
Yankees a pass to the World Series. So if the Yankees want to win the World Series, this is how they do it. They're going to need good starting
Okay.
pitching, obviously. Their bullpen has to be efficient. And then they need to get the timely hitting. Can Aaron Judge finally get over the hump and have that good October we've been waiting for? Could he have that Alex Rodriguez 09 October? Because if he has that, then the Yankees have a chance to win the World Series. And as long as they can get enough from Cam, Luis Hill in certain spots, and like the bullpen holds up and Boone makes the right decisions, which is it's definitely been the problem in the playoffs at times. That's the Yankees' path to me to win the World Series. Like you guys probably, let me ask you this: give me your power rankings of World Series teams? Like where would you put the Yankees on the list of teams most likely to win it all?
Probably like probably
I would
fourth or
think I would
fifth.
put them in the
I'd
3 to 5 range. I would say Phillies and Mariners
yeah.
might be higher. Blue
I'd say
Jays you could
fourth or
say are
fifth.
higher
Yeah,
too. So maybe four is
yeah,
more
yeah,
fair. I would because the Yankees smacked
yeah.
the Brewers. If they play the Brewers, I think they can handle them. I know it was a while ago, but like I really think the Yankees could beat the Brewers. I think they could.
It's
I would
possible.
put
It's
them
possible.
ahead of the Brewers.
No, I get that, and I think in the beginning when they played the is Nestor
No,
Cortez
he's on
playing
the
right now because
Padres.
I know he
Yeah,
was hurt. Oh yeah, he was traded to the Padres. That's right. So he's
yeah,
gone, right? Shelby Miller is he coming back? Like they acquired him from, and they took Jordan Montgomery's
yeah. I
contract,
don't even
right?
know,
So
bro.
I think it's yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? And I think Trevor McGill's back, right? So
Yeah.
from
So
the IL, so that's a
no,
big
the
arm for
Brewers
them.
are a lot
So
different. To your point, their offense has definitely been better than I thought. So I think we're gonna wrap it up, guys. It's been great. So
Awesome.
oh, this
Yeah,
was
I'm
great,
man.
man.
gonna let me drop my handles and then you guys can do yours. Actually, let's do that reverse order. You guys tell your
That's
stuff
fine.
and then I'll drop mine at the end.
Okay, go ahead, Rocky.
Rob,
You go ahead.
well, okay, I'll give the credentials. So our Twitter accounts are, so we have two podcasts. We have the Sports Avenue Twisted and the Blue Jays Avenue podcast. So our Sports Avenue Twisted podcast is at Sports AVE Twist, and we do have with the Sports Avenue Twist on Instagram, and on Blue Jays Avenue we have at BJAVE Pod, and in Instagram it's Blue Jays Avenue. So those are our podcasts. And Rob, you could just, say yours.
My handle is Swales, SWAILES, Robert at X or yeah, at Swales Robert on X. Sorry.
Okay,
But yeah,
guys. Yeah, no, I love the pod. Obviously, I listen to you guys a lot too. I try as much as I can. And you guys have been doing a lot of work, so it's been fun to do these cross collabs and these podcasts. So Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. It's just Julian Guilarte. On Instagram, I'm Julian Guilarte11. And Twitter, I'm Julian Guilarte1. And TikTok, I'm also there. If you put my name in on Facebook too. So, guys, thank you. This has been great, and we can definitely reconvene if the Yankees play the Blue Jays in the ALDS. We'll probably run this back.
We could do a preview on that.
That'd be
Definitely.
awesome.
We could figure
we'll
that
make
out.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
definitely.
do these a lot now for the postseason. I'm gonna try to do these as often as I can. The only thing is I'm gonna be traveling a lot potentially, so like it might be tough in certain spots, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, whatever works with us.
Oh,
Well,
let
let's
me
see how
send
this
you
plays
guys
out,
the
but,
link, the interview for Crochet too. No, Crochet. Wow. No Crochet.
Kopech.
I was kind of similar, right? But
Yeah.
but yeah, all right, I
Okay.
can do that. That's cool. But all right, guys, thank you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.